Well, you know, some of the most profound work you've done in your life has been about your struggles, your heart surgeries. You had four. You wrote the book about it,
Yes.
Open Heart, and turned it into a successful musical. Talk about the bravery, but also the cathartic effect of sharing your very personal story with an audience.
I think when I went through this, I was, I was doing extremely well in the business at that time. And I, my mom, my mom got in touch with us and she said, you ought to look at lowering your life insurance. You should go get, a checkup. And so my mom said, go to the doctors. And I went, I would, okay, I will. And I did. And they called the next morning at like 5 in the morning from UCLA, and they said, you need open heart surgery. You need to get here now.
Oh, Lord.
And we said, well, by now, you mean like sometime this week? They went, you get in the car, you come here. So my first open heart surgery, um, this is a very bizarre thing. I found it hysterically funny that at this point in my life, this is the hurdle. And it was like, yeah, okay.
How old were you? How old were you then?
Gosh, I had been married. We had a 1-year-old baby. I was 28.
Wow.
I was 28. And, vital in show business as far as, the boy next door, however you want to think of it. Most of my stuff had some kind of sports in it. And suddenly I needed open heart surgery. And this was back in the early 80s. And even the surgery itself, open heart surgery in the early 80s, was just a phenomenon. I mean, of course, many people survived it, but it was still a huge life-changing operation when they saw it,
Absolutely.
But I don't know, my job in life is to make sure everybody else is okay and usually laughing. And so it happened to be Halloween. And as they were rolling me back out of from surgery, I heard my wife's voice, and I heard my mom's voice, and I heard my sister's voice. I went, trick or treat. And I heard my sister laugh, which is the only reason I think I was ever born. That was my job in life, was to make my sister laugh.
Wow.
Anyway, so I think going through something like open heart surgery and being young and strong, I ran a 10K 4 weeks to the day after they cut me open. So,
holy cow.
I didn't run it well. I mean, I ran it in like 42 minutes. So I wasn't doing what I normally used to do, but it's like, for me, it was really important that everyone knew I was going to be okay in my family.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they know that is for me to continue. And so that became my MO. And I think that's actually the biggest battle of anyone's life is
press forward.
Yeah, always. Never look back. Just keep moving.
So
keep moving forward.
the book was a best-selling book, and then you turned it into a musical, and you wrote the libretto. So
it was. I learned a lot from that. It's a good show. I mean, it should live. It's a good little show.
So I bet you got some interesting and touching feedback from audience members who may have had your story resonate with them with a family situation of their own. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, that's really the whole point of, for me, I had a public forum because I made movies, and they cut me open and they changed my life. And I thought, whoa, there's so many people I could tell about how this works. what are the warning signs? What should they look for? Where did I make mistakes? Oh, and I made a lot of mistakes. I can't tell you. I mean, I even did the most pompous and arrogant things, putting off like my second surgery. I needed it so badly, and I kept putting it off because I was directing pilots at the time, and it was like, I got to direct this pilot. You know, if I die on the table, this pilot could mean that my family's okay. You know, it's like that kind of mentality where you think as a human you're in control of life and death.
Mm-hmm. But
Let's just say naturally. So anyway, uh, so my whole job really will always be until the day I die is to help people